Alright, hey everyone, this is Jack and welcome to your Friday video. So the market is just in search for liquidity, and I'm looking at points of control and some other really interesting workspaces that I have here that give me good information. And one thing that caught my eye, which is what this video is about, is the nice little base that we formed here around 39.25 and 39.30. But what's even more caught my eye is the second day in a row down here. You can see these two red dots on the Squeeze Pro histogram are now holding. So could we start to see the beginning of a little bit more of sideways to grinding higher, which is kind of what you see on a daily chart if you're going back to about September, October. You know, I know that it's really tough to buy into the idea of, nice old Santa Claus rally whenever the market's just really hunting for liquidity. And so it kind of brings my attention to the Iron Condor strategy and kind of playing the range of 4,100 and 3,900. So a nice 200-point range. I am interested to see if we hold 39.30. It's a big deal. It's a 50% retrace from the November first week lows. And that includes, the big CPI tower here on 11.10. And then it also includes, last Thursday, whenever Powell was speaking, or Wednesday or Thursday of last week. So it includes the big run that we've had, and the question is did we correct already, and should this just continue to do what this has been doing, which is a nice gap up, and it could be in the form of something like, this red bar, and then we continue to climb, and then there's a correction, and then we kind of go sideways to higher, and then there's another big bar. Oops, didn't mean to do that. But I'll auto zoom and fix that real quick. And do we just continue the same cycle, which is sideways to higher with a correction, sideways to higher with another correction? In other words, could we be talking about the low that we're putting in before Christmas, which would be around 4,050? I think that's what this starts to look like, especially above 39.30. But if that means that we have to pull back in a major way on maybe Monday or Tuesday, we're just sourcing liquidity at this point. And the market switched from being so concerned with the interest rate talk and the announcements, to now we're talking about employment, production, consumer. So we're talking about EPI, CPI, and PPI. And those are the big kind of, that's where you're getting these major swings in the S&P very quickly, and then the move kind of fizzles out. So that's what we should be anticipating, because that's the game that's being played right now. So if we were to have, another moment in time next week, the catalyst we're looking for is something around employment or production, something that's kind of affecting your wallet. The year 22 has just been about the year of buying power being decreased, right? Liquidity leaving the market. So we have to look for things where, we might have to look on slower time frames and be more further out with our projections, but giving the market enough time to actually do what we think it's going to do. So if it wasn't December, I wouldn't be so bullish, but just looking for oversold conditions, looking for a revisiting of tapping the daily 200 on a December, sure, I'll give it a chance. I think there'll be plenty of time to short this market again and again and again. But being in December, it's just one of those things. It's like an inside joke. It's like, the moment I decide to get bearish, that's when the market wants to rip higher. So this morning I kind of felt it a little bit. I was like, well, should we start selling that call credit spread, or should we start selling that put credit spread? And then I still think if we're above 39.30 and at least 3,900, we ought to give the market a chance to kind of do something that would be pretty surprising, which would be go up. So looking at that, all right, we can kind of cover our bases. We'll check it out on Monday. A lot of downward momentum, just considering the big move from Powell whenever he started talking, and we've just sold off ever since. So you can see that pretty well on an hourly chart on the left-hand side, and it doesn't look like it's over, but it does look like they're going to park this thing today in about 10 minutes at around 39.50, somewhere around there. Silver's had a good run. Silver's on my radar to keep on going. It does need to take a break. It's at a second deviation on a daily chart, and it just generally just needs to come back down to reality. But it being silver, I know that it is very possible that it can just continue to keep going. So long-term picture into January, you can be buying the 22s or the 23s. I hope I said that correctly. Let me see. Yeah, on SLV, we were looking at those today in the futures room. Really interesting conversation. Could we be kind of on the verge of a 2023 breakout in silver and gold? And so far, this is a nice little spot, but we're a little bit late to this one. Hopefully we can catch the next one. So I wouldn't be surprised if it keeps going, but a little extended here. Keep an eye on it though. I think it's worth watching. All this and more, you can join me in the futures room or the day trading room. Would love to see you. And it's really interesting as we come into a new year with a lot of different types of changes in personality and different arguments for and against a bigger sell-off, or should we already say that maybe we've already spent the entire year kind of selling off, and when is it time to buy again? So I think we're nearing that area where it may be time to buy it again, at least looking out a month or two. But I do see bigger corrections in store, just not yet. Just not yet. It's kind of a ping pong market though. We look at the S&Ps and, hourly chart is very back and forth, back and forth. This is not directionally driven at all. So might need to deploy a little bit more of a theta positive strategy than a directional strategy. And we'll talk more about that next week. Y'all have a great weekend, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching this video. If you've enjoyed the video, be sure to like and comment down below to help us out. Also, be sure to subscribe and click the bell icon so you can get notified when we release our next video. And if you want to watch us trade in real time using our own money, go to simplertrading.com to learn how to sign up. Good trading, and we'll see you in the next video.